Hey, hi everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Lawyers is In. Today we have in our studio a interesting person to talk to, because in my life situation right now, I just bought an apartment, and I was just telling Vernon just now, every night, or rather every morning, I wake up in cold sweat thinking how am I going to finance the payment of the apartment. So today, actually out of personal advantage, I'm trying to ask Vernon on how I most likely can leverage on this situation. So Vernon, welcome to the show.
Thanks,
can you tell
Keith.
us more about what you do, who you are?
Well, I'm in the litigation and dispute resolution practice of RHT Law Taylor Wessing.
Right.
My practice is on debt recovery, so I help banks and institutions with large accounts receivable chase their debt, unsecured debts and secured debts.
Basically, it's a loan collector in
the
legalized version of that.
No reputation damage.
kind of scary sitting next to him. But anyway, we have a few questions coming in from the internet today, or rather from Twitter, from social media that we have. And by the way, at the end of this video segment, you have any question that you want to ask us, or any lawyers that's going to be featured in the future, please leave your comment down below here in the comment section, and we'll get back to you. All right, so very quickly, we have a few very interesting questions. I think this I can relate to very, very closely. The first question: I lent my friend some money. My friend has very conveniently forgotten to pay me back. So right now, the question to Vernon is, what can we do?
Okay, what this means is that this is a friendly loan situation. So the course of action will be money loaned and not repaid. What I would suggest is that you should send a letter of demand to your friend, asking him to pay within a certain number of days.
Isn't it very official sounding? You must send a letter of demand.
Yes, well, it's a question of how badly do you want this money back, you see.
Right.
So this is basically a friend who has not treated your generosity seriously, right, and is taking advantage of you.
Okay.
So you decided to like cut it off, and you want to make him serious in paying it back. So you have to be a bit
more serious about it.
A bit more serious about it.
Can I write that letter, or should I approach you to write the letter?
You can write the letter yourself. There are a lot of templates on the internet.
Right.
So you can just do that, and you should set a deadline to tell him that it's serious. Because if it doesn't, you tell him in the letter that it doesn't reply by a certain deadline, then you are going to take it legal by sending a lawyer's letter.
What if it's not money? What if it's a DVD set of the Lord of the Rings that I've just lent to my friend 2 years ago, and I'm looking at you right now, Simon. Hopefully you're watching the show. If you are watching the show, please return me my DVD set. But if not, Vernon here is going to write you a letter.
Well,
but
it's the same thing.
Same thing,
Same thing, yeah. Money, land, chattels, land.
Right.
It has to be returned unless the intention was to give it away.
Okay. Sounds good. So, Simon, if you're watching this series, I'm going to send you a letter very, very quickly. If you don't reply within the next week, I'm going to get Vernon to write you a properly crafted letter. Just kidding. But anyway, the next question that's coming out, which is also kind of relatable, is about overusing your credit card. Right. So this particular user, I won't mention the name, has overused his credit card and is now unable to pay out the bank. And now the bank is writing a legal letter demanding payment within 7 days. So for this particular user, for this viewer, what do you advise him or her to do?
From my experience dealing with the banks, by the time you receive a letter of demand from a law firm, it means that you have failed to cooperate with the banks.
Right.
It means that you have, they stonewalled them, you have not offered any proposals, you have not returned your calls. So it's at that stage by which the bank has issued a letter of demand. So my suggestion to this person is that if he's serious in resolving it, he should call the bank. The bank just wants some response or contact with them.
Right.
You can tell them the situation, your reasons for your inability to pay, and the banks will be able to come up with some arrangement. Just don't stonewall the banks.
Right. Because if you do not cooperate with the bank right now,
then
they're going to take
choice.
serious legal action against you.
Because they have a protocol, they have to answer to their shareholders.
Right.
So they have to proceed by a certain way, unless there's some response from you.
Even if you want to meet Vernon so badly in real life, that shouldn't be the way to get him to go to your apartment, right? So pay your bank first, and if you want to meet up with Vernon, we can always explore how we can get him to sit down with you for a coffee session. Yep. Right, Vernon?
That's right.
Okay, great. The last question that we have for this very, very short segment is really about being a defendant in a bankruptcy application. So someone has filed for bankruptcy and you are being put as a defendant. So what happens?
Well, it depends on whether the debt is more than $100,000.
Right.
If it is more than $100,000, then it goes straight to the court, and then the court will decide whether to grant you more time or to make you a bankrupt.
Right.
I'll talk about two scenarios where it's below and above $100,000. If it's below $100,000, you can go for what is known as a debt repayment scheme. The official assignee will look into your situation, and they will try to come up with some sort of a repayment scheme for you to pay your creditors. Again, it's a question of you cooperating with the institutions and with the authorities on this. Now, if it's above $100,000, then unless there's some sort of arrangement by which the creditor is able to accept, then you will proceed to a bankruptcy order.
Right.
Now, there are certain disabilities of being a bankrupt. The most important is that you cannot be a director, you cannot run your own business, you cannot apply for credit, right? And you cannot leave the country without the official assignee's consent.
Wow, even for leaving the country, you still need a consent from someone else.
You need the consent of the official assignee.
So back to NS days, right? You can't leave unless you have an exit permit.
Yeah,
but this is a bit more serious than that, definitely.
These are the privileges you lose if you do not handle your finances properly.
Right. So finances, very important, as hopefully you can get from this very, very short 4 minutes of talking with Vernon. Hopefully that we impress on you how important it is for you to take care of all these kind of minor details in your life, right? So that's all the time we have today for this episode of The Lawyers is In. If you're interested to find out more, please go to our website at rhtdigitalmedia.com. But if you have any question, as I mentioned just now, please leave your comments and your question at the bottom here, right? You'll see a lot of questions people are asking right now on our YouTube channel. Please contribute your question and we'll get back to you. Until the next time, thank you very much.